My name is Whitney Hampton, and I am going to be discussing differential association theory. And to help me do that, I have a board here in front of me, and without seeing all the game pieces on it, you might be unclear as to what kind of game we're playing. The board could mean checkers, or it could mean chess. It depends on what you're familiar with or what you're exposed to. The only way to know which game this is for certain is by repeated exposure to the game pieces. Now, when you look at these game pieces, you know immediately that it is not checkers. When you become familiar with the game pieces and when you become familiar with the rules, you know it's not checkers. In differential association theory, it says that deviant or violent behavior is learned through exposure to others who are engaging in it, or it's the assumption that behaviors take on different meanings based on the groups the individual associates with. Just like this board takes on different rules and different pieces and different meanings depending on what game you're playing or what game you're associating it with. In differential association, the probability of someone will commit a deviant behavior or family violence would be repeated exposure and developing intimate relationships with people that engage in the behavior. Studies of this theory in family violence is unknown. However, the process it suggests for learning behaviors makes sense. It seems accurate. For example, young boys exposed to a father beating his mother and growing up to commit intimate partner violence, the assumptions used in differential association theory accurately apply. Witnesses of domestic violence are 3 times more likely to commit that crime when they're grown. Basically because that young boy is learning tools of the trade, but he's also seeing that the behavior that his father's doing is receiving the desired outcome. So, differential association theory is an individual level theory, and it does not take into account the structural forces that shape family violence. It does not adequately explain the person who is exposed to deviance but chooses not to engage in it. For example, a young child is exposed to repeated drug use from its parent. Well, it may grow up and not drink, not smoke, not do any type of drug, not even eat sugar. It may go the extreme opposite. It doesn't explain that. Differential association it also doesn't explain the individual that engages in deviant behavior or family violence yet has not been exposed, or who has been only exposed minimally to the activity. Another good example would be like if you were in a gang and you hit a lick on somebody, it would be considered deviant or criminal activity. However, inside of that gang or the group, it would be like a come up. It would be like making money for the group, or or something like a young boy hanging out on the corner with gangbangers, or a kid hanging out in the basement with its older siblings that are smoking pot. The lessons and skills for the deviant behavior are transmitted through exposure. That's the main assumption or contribution this approach can make to the study of family violence, and it makes sense. It's accurate, in my opinion, because people tend to repeat or mimic, especially children will mimic their parents, and if that's what you're showing them, then of course that's what they're going to mimic. That's all they know. So I think a good way to counteract that would be focusing more on the parents and giving them positive coping mechanisms, or teaching them a different way to obtain their desired outcome. I think that, in my opinion, that's one of the theories that I could get more behind when looking at family violence. Yeah, so that's differential association theory. Thanks.